following speech is authentic in that it's going to come straight from my heart, from my soul. And yes, these are my experiences, but I want you to know something off the bat, and please remember this throughout the speech. I'm sharing this for your benefit, to you, so that you can use these lessons in your life, utilizing what I'm sharing, the mistakes, the lessons learned. So again, yes, I am sharing what came from my personal experience, but they are for your benefit. Now, the purpose of this speech is to encompass some of the crazy things I encountered in the last year and a half. And we're going to have some ups and downs, some rocky moments, but we will be, at the end, feeling very good. And we'll learn those core lessons that we can apply in our lives. So let's dive right in. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. A couple of years ago, I found myself working a job in Branford, Connecticut. And this was a dream job in digital marketing. It was exactly what I wanted to do. And I remember thinking, I'm staying at this company for a long time. And there was this company in New York City, that was going after me. They really wanted me to work there. They loved the fact that I had a master's degree from Johns Hopkins in finance. I had some good work experience. So they were really pursuing me. And this was the first time it ever happened. I graduated college in a recession. I was always pursuing companies. First time a company ever pursued me. And I said no to them once. And I said no to them twice after a better offer. And then they said, Jeff, name your salary. And I thought it was a joke. I said, I don't want to work in New York City. So I said an absurdly ridiculous, obscene figure that I thought a 26-year-old should not be making. Because I didn't want to work there, and because they asked me, what's your figure? They came back and said, you're hired, yes. That was the worst decision I have ever made in my entire life. January 2016, I left a dream job for a higher salary, a company in New York City that paid me double what I was earning. That is the biggest mistake I have ever made in my entire life. And I've made a lot of mistakes, that's saying something. The job was nothing what they said it would be. I'm a digital marketing expert. They had me doing something completely opposite. I was working in Excel, doing nothing that I was trained for. And I didn't lie in the interview. I told them what I'm good at. The company was dysfunctional, coworkers, things weren't going well. So I don't do this. I know you guys don't know me that well, but I am very professional. I'm respectful. I'm kind. If you have spoken with me, I am very kind. Because I was far enough along in my career. Now, if I was right out of college, I would have sucked it up. I said, you know what, I got to suck it up. It's a job is a job, I'm getting paid. But I was now at a managerial level role, so I walked out of the company. I walked out of that company. Now, life is about silver linings. First key lesson is that there's always a silver lining. So what did walking out allow me to do? It gave me time to speak. Now in 2014, I competed in the international speech contest, and I went from the club to the area, division I faced off against Franny, and then went to the district level, and after winning first place at the district, I went to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, spoke in front of 1,000 people, and I almost became the youngest speaking champion in the history of the world. Now even though I didn't win first place, being side by side with people I've watched on YouTube, competing against them, and then former world champions in the audience watching me speak, that alone sprungboarded me into professional speaking. So my job situation was a nightmare, but I said the silver lining is I can speak. I always said I would do it, but I never really believed it. But I said, you know what, I'm just going to do it. So I started to keynote to high schools and colleges, to like 1,000 kids, and my message was of suicide prevention, anti-bullying, how to get through tough times. Now I'm a taboo speaker. I speak about topics that are impossible to breach because my core speech is called Why Did No One Tell Me? Why did no one care when I was in high school and college to share with me the lessons that would have helped me? So I'm keynoting at high schools, and students came up to me and said this speech prevented them from committing suicide, it helped them deal with bullying, and I realized everything happens for a reason. If I didn't have that disaster in New York, I never would have been keynoting to Bethel High School or to Stratford High School or to Wolcott High School, to these thousands of kids, and then having them telling me that I prevented them from committing suicide. Now, a lot of people don't realize how difficult it is to get paid to speak. And from the bottom of my heart, truly, from the inner core of my soul, I am not being supercilious here at all. I don't mean speaking for a living, because I have not done that. I just mean getting paid to speak took 3 years of insane effort, thousands of dollars into a website, jeffdspeaks.com, YouTube marketing materials, all kinds of brochures. I'm only touching the tip of the iceberg, I don't want to bore you guys. But that was an insane thing to just get even paid to speak. So there's a silver lining. Always look for the silver lining. Remember, this is not about me, I'm just using my story as a vehicle. When you have a setback, everything happens for a reason. Find that silver lining and something good will come of it. I never would have thought something good came from that. So I ended up joining another job because my speaking was making income but not enough to pay the bills. So I joined another job. And this time, the company was completely toxic. Now, I'm on very, very thin ice right now because this is not a keynote speech. I don't have time to go into the details that might make me look a little better. I only have time to just say what happened like it is. I'm not a job hopper. I'm really not. The Brantford job was there a couple years. Jobs before that Brantford job, I'm also there a couple years. I truly believe in being at a company and staying there. But at this new job, it truly was just pure toxicity. And I get up and I speak about you have to surround yourself with the right people. You have to cut ties with toxic people. You have to be careful who you surround yourself with. And I'm like, I can't stay at this environment. So I left there. And now I said, I need to reflect. Next core lesson, take time to reflect. The vast majority of Americans, not only Americans, people across the world, don't take time to reflect. So I'm driving down to Florida. Now brace yourself, because this next part I'm going to share is serious, but I promise you I'll take you back up out of it. Driving to Florida, and I'm reflecting. I'm reflecting on the fact that in December 2012, my mother's students were killed at Sandy Hook Elementary School, Mile Elementary School. My mom was there that morning. She left for an appointment. Shooter arrives, kills her students. This is the school I went to. I grew up a 3.5-minute walk from the school. And I'm driving to Florida, and I remember this incident. I know that's tragic and it's unthinkable, and I still can't believe that happened. But I thought about that for hours on the way down, and I said, I'm lucky to be alive. The 6-year-old, my mom taught twins, and after this event happened, one twin came in and the other didn't because the other twin was killed. And I thought to myself, I am lucky to be alive. And that's why my keynote is called Why Did No One Tell Me? Because these tools I have to deal with setbacks, I didn't have in high school and college. That's why I got depressed. That's why I became suicidal at one point. Because no one cared. No one helped me. No one gave me these lessons. And now it's my mission on planet Earth, with my soul in the human body, to share the lessons I wish someone would have shared with me. Perspective. I kept it in perspective. I'm broke driving to Florida, but I thought to myself, I am lucky to be alive. I'm lucky to be alive. That's the next core lesson. Keep your problem in perspective. I promise you, as bad as you have it, there probably is someone who has it worse. And I thought, wow, I'm lucky to be alive. I'll get through this. Now we're wrapping up here at the end. We're coming home. This has been, my style is I like to just be authentic and intense and throw it out there. 80% love it, 20% hate me. Hopefully the audience ratio is a little bit better in here, but that's my style. So final lesson as we're wrapping up and we're coming home is that I came back, I found a better job that's right for me. I've been there now half a year, going on a year. That's great. I continued to speak on the side, and I'm growing that carefully over time. Can't just jump off a cliff like I tried to do. I did get paid to speak, but not nearly enough to pay the bills. So things work out, things happen for a reason. But remember, it's okay to leave a job that's not right for you. Keep things in perspective. Remember that everything happens for a reason. There's a silver lining to what's going on. And we're all one. Wayne Dyer says, there is only love, we are all one. How can I be afraid to share any of this? I'm not sharing this, you are. We're all one. The body is an illusion, separation is an illusion, we're all connected, we're all one. Everything happens for a reason. Wayne Dyer says there are no accidents in a perfect universe. Everything happens for a reason, we're all one. So if you remember that peace inside you will help you handle even the worst rock bottom setbacks and lead you back up to your mountaintop. Now it does, Master.